Alright guys, welcome back to the fun part. We finally get to begin creating our map. So before we can just start clicking buttons, I actually need to teach you guys a few simple things of how this works. The only tools you really need to pay attention to right now is the stamp tool and the paint bucket tool. You can also use the eraser tool, but it's no fun for that. So you usually want to start out with the paint bucket tool and go ahead and click that, and now go ahead and click any of these tiles that you want to use. Go ahead and click something that's going to be a good base, something that's going to cover the ground, either a base dirt or grass or something like that. I'm going to go ahead and click this grass. Now go ahead and click in your map area, and now you see it's covered with grass. And I actually decided I would rather have this. I like this grass a little better. Yeah, I like that a little better. Or maybe this one. No, this one. See, it's harder to decide. So anyways, go ahead and paint your entire map a solid color because it just makes it a whole lot easier. Now from here, how do you paint individual tiles? Well, that's using the stamp tool. So go ahead and click the stamp tool, and now you can go ahead and select an individual tile and then go ahead and drag it to paint. And by the way, make sure you are in the bottom left of your map, because by default when this map first pops up on our iPhone, it's going to be in the bottom left. So that's why we want to make sure this bottom left is covered with something. So go ahead and create a path. Make sure you have a bunch of different types of objects, because whenever we create our game later on, we want to interact with different types of objects in different ways. So let me go ahead and create my path just like that. Maybe I'll add some flowers in here. Maybe we'll do something with those. Let's go ahead and add a fence right along here. And let's see, some trees. Would trees look good? Not bad, not bad. And maybe add some more right here. Maybe a few right there. This is looking good. This is looking like a beautiful place. I might visit this place. And let's top it off with some mountains. These are huge mountains. They kind of look like ant hills. But anyways, yeah, this is looking good. So, oh crap, I think I just got swine flu. Oh crap. Anyways, now that we have our map made, here's what we want to do. Our map is composed of layers, and what we just did is we made a layer, of course, but instead of naming this tile layer 1, let's just go ahead and name it BG, because we're going to be needing to type this into our code, and it's a lot easier BG to type in than tile layer 1. So now we have our layer named and our map made. Look good. So now what we need to do is actually save this map. So what you want to do when you have everything good to go is File, Save, and you want to save it as this. Go ahead and save it as Bucky's map, and you need to save it as something that you're going to remember, because again, all of the stuff we're going to be needing to type into our code later. So go ahead and save this, and now our map should be saved. Yep, there we go, to our desktop. So let's go ahead and open our Xcode project right like this. Remember, we minimized it from the last tutorial. And what we need to do is we actually need to add that file we just saved to our project. So in your resources, go ahead and right click it and add existing files, and then go to desktop or go to wherever you saved yours, and mine is named buckysmap.tmx, and go ahead and add this, copy, default, add. Now go ahead, let me just check something real quick. Yep, sometimes your image source isn't it might have a path to it, but go ahead and just make sure it's named whatever your thing is .ping. If it's like white blue / document / this folder / tileset.ping, go ahead and change it to tileset.ping, because it's right copied in your resources. That's where it's going to look for it. Again, sometimes it messes up. It did it with me before, so I'm just throwing this out to you as a warning. Alright, so check this out. Let's go ahead and in our classes, go ahead in your Hello World scene. Now we can begin finally coding and adding this map to our program. So what we want to do first is we want to set up two different objects. One object is going to represent the map as a whole, and another object is going to represent that layer. Remember that layer we named BG. So here, and of course, we need special objects for this. So the object that Cocos2D has to allow us to reference the map, tiled maps, is this CCTMX and tiled map, just like that. And go ahead and name it something. The map looks good. So whenever we reference the map, it's going to reference the entire map as a whole. Pretty cool, huh? So now what we want to do is have a way to access that background layer. And the way, let me just type this for TMX layer, just like that. This is how Cocos2D allows us to access the tiled background, tiled layer. But I'm going to name this BG layer. Could you guess why? Yes, because it's the background layer. And now that we have these two objects, we need to actually have them properties so we can actually use them in our program. So property, non-atomic, retain, and let's just do this the easy way. Copy that, and also just copy this slam pig right here, and copy background layer. So we have one property tiled map, or the map, one property BG layer. Looks good. So now we need to do some housekeeping stuff. Of course, anytime you have properties, you need to add synthesize. So let me make sure I didn't forget anything. I have that. Alright. Synthesize, what did I name it? The map. And synthesize, what did I name? BG layer. So actually, let me go down to a, probably don't want that, eh? Alright, now let me go down to a dealloc, and look how many comments are in this file. Can you believe it? I don't need every single line commented. And look at this. 4 comments for one line. It's unbelievable. I know what dealloc is. Alright. So now let's go ahead and self dot the map, set it equal to nil, and also self dot BG layer equal to nil. Of course, this is stuff that, you know, we should know from before. So now that we have all the housekeeping stuff done, what we can begin to do is actually code the program. What we want to do first, before we, create an awesome game, is actually just add the map to our iPhone screen. So delete everything in your init, because that was just the stuff to print out Hello World on the screen, just for the example. But what we want to do is we want to delete all that, and we want to add the map to the screen. So in order to do this, what we need to do is self dot the map, and remember, this was the CCTMX tiled map object. So what we need to do is take this and set it to a tiled map object. And remember, we just create a tiled map in tiled. So here is how you reference a tiled map. CCTMX tiled map, just like that. And the method name to load it is tiled map with TMX file. Yep, there it is, right there. And for your string, here is where you put the name of your map. And if you forgot it, it should be right over in your resources. Bucky's map.tmx. And by the way, make sure you spell this right, because if you don't, it obviously won't work. But more than that, if you don't spell it right, I think your program will just act funny, and it won't even give you an error message. So that's kind of a pain in the butt with Cocos2D. Sometimes things act weird and they don't give you an error message. So you need to be very careful, more careful than if you're just building, a regular program. So self.bg layer, set this equal to, oh, by the way, now what we're doing is taking that layer object, and what we need to say is, alright, now that we have the map we want to use and it's stored in the map, what we want to do is we need to get a layer from it, and this is very easy. So in order to get a layer from the map, go ahead and type in the object name of the map, and ours is the map, of course, whatever your map was up here. And in order to get layers from it, the method is this: layer named, there we go. And for your parameter, just go ahead and type in whatever your layer was named. So remember when I said BG is a lot easier to type in than tile layer 1 or whatever? That's why. Then we don't have to worry about mistyping anything. So now that we have a map stored in the variable the map, and that layer stored in the variable BG layer, we can go ahead and add the map to the screen. So of course, anything with Cocos2D, you have to add child. So self add child, and by the way, a map is a node. And before I even do this, let's go ahead and add child and add the map to the screen. And another thing we should probably do is put this in -1. Whenever you add stuff to the screen, you can position it like layers in front of each other. In Z positioning it, whenever you put it -1, it pretty much means make this the backmost item. So anything we add to the screen, like sprites and object, they're going to appear on top of the map rather than behind the map, because if they appear behind it, you won't be able to see it. So anyways, let's go ahead and build and run this, save it, and see if our program acts funny. Check my spelling while this is loading. Releasing all my objects. That's good. That's good. Alright, so let's see what happens. Alright, check this out. How beautiful is this? Now you can see our map is showing up on the screen. Finally, it's done. But we're not done with the game, just this tutorial. So, something you want to take note of is, if you pay attention, there should be 10 tiles this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and there should be, you know, whatever 480 divided by 32 is this way. I don't know. I can't do the math. I'm not that smart. But anyways, so anyways, now you can clearly see the dimensions of the tiles. They're 32 by 32 for each tile, and this entire map is 50 by 50, but right now we're only seeing 10 by 16 or whatever. So anyways, that is how you add a map to the screen. In the next tutorial, we're going to be actually adding characters to this, and having them move around the map and having them battle enemies and go in buildings, and it's going to be awesome. Trust me, guys. I mean, this is pretty cool right now, huh? But if you think this is cool, wait till the next tutorial. So enough of me talking. I have no idea why you guys are still watching this tutorial. I have no idea why I'm still talking. So I'm going to go play StarCraft 2, you go make some macaroni and cheese, and in 5 minutes we'll meet back here for my next tutorial. Alright? Sound good? Oh, by the way, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you then.